Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is not Weather Brains. This is a live video we're doing for the ABC 3340 Alabama Weather Network team of Skywatchers. And these are volunteer weather observers across the state of Alabama. We picked up a lot of new ones. And if you would like to join us, we will tell you how you can do that later. But we're streaming it live on my YouTube channel. And so if you're watching us live, we are live here at 7 o'clock, and it's Tuesday evening. What is this, July the 29th? And this is James Spann, and we've got some members of the new Alabama Weather Network team. And before I introduce them, just quickly, let me share a few key messages about the Alabama Weather Network. This has been a dream of mine for a long time to take care of all 67 counties in Alabama, not just one television market, but all 67 Alabama counties. It doesn't matter if you live in Waterloo or Foley or any place in the state. We'll take care of you. No place will be ignored. And the Alabama Weather Network begins at 12 noon on Monday, August 11th. So we are not on the air yet. We'll be on 24/7 beginning August 11th. And of course, we'll have a 24-hour and 7 days, 24/7 stream with some really good weather information, fun facts and stories about Alabama people, places, and things. It'll be interesting to watch, but the most important part of this will be long form, proper, aggressive coverage during high impact weather events that could threaten your life and your family's life: tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, winter storms. And I am so excited. But tonight, this is a live program designed for our team of Skywatchers. These are volunteer weather observers in the state. So, what I'd like to do is introduce Bill Murray. And Bill, I'll let you introduce John Olshew and Drew McCombs. Then we'll go to John Talbot, who is the mayor of the Skywatcher group, the chancellor, the Pope. But Bill, let me kick it over to you, and I'm going to put the live link in the chat here for the weather watchers, the Skywatchers.
Well, James, thank you very much. You talked about this being a dream of yours for many years, and it's been a huge dream of mine. I've been friends with many of you for many, many years, working over on the blog, and you guys are the front lines of weather coverage, the ones who've been here for a couple of decades. And for the folks that are new here, I want to thank all of you for welcoming us. We're thrilled to welcome you to the Alabama Weather Network as an official Skywatcher. You're going to be part of the largest and most passionate network of weather observers in the state of Alabama, for sure, and probably the nation. It's more than just a volunteer program; it's a mission. And you're going to be on the front lines of this weather coverage. Nobody in the state of Alabama knows your communities better than you do. And when the storms start rolling in and the skies get dark, you're going to be our eyes and ears on the ground. And what James said is really absolutely true. The people that are on this call with me tonight, these two folks here, John Oldshoe, one of the partners of the Alabama Weather Network, will be in the field. He's one of the field reporters. He's leading the efforts with a gentleman that many of you know named Brett Adair. They're going to have eyes on every storm that we can get close to in the state. So, John, I'd like to open it up for you for a minute. Let you say a few words.
Sure. No, like you said, it's been a dream of ours to do this. James Spann, Bill Murray, our CEO, Bill Hardikoff, it's something we've talked about for years, and it's time. And you guys that are going to be our weather watchers are going to be a vital component to what we do with every type of storm mode imaginable, from tornadoes to hurricanes to snowstorms. It's the eyes on the ground with the ground truth that help us know how serious that storm is. We can look at radar all we want to, but when we have somebody up under it who's telling us what's going on, that really brings it home. It's going to be a vital component to getting the information out. James will always say, the social science shows that when you have the information, you can show the people what's going on, tell them what is actually happening on the ground with that storm. It really makes them pay attention to the warnings, and that's what we're looking for with you guys. And I'm just glad to be a part of this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
John and I have been together for over 30 years. It's hard to believe. That we don't look a day over 10 years, right, John?
Right.
But we've had a lot of fun together. There's a lot of mutual love and respect and admiration between us. And, we think exactly alike. So I can't wait. I'm sitting here, I get chills, guys, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm sitting here, in front of my big screens with all my resources here, and you guys are front and center, with Slack, because I'm going to be getting the honor of reading your reports and conveying that information to James and the other meteorologists as they're on the wall. And I want to introduce you to one of those other meteorologists. He is the guy who's basically second in command to James. He spent 16 years, I think 16 years, maybe 17 years at Barron. He is a true expert on this weather system. Has a master's degree in meteorology. Mr. Drew McCombs, resident of Trussville, Alabama. Fine family man. I'm honored to have had the last 2 months to work side by side with him. This gentleman has the same work ethic and the same values that James Spann and all of us share. And it's been a lot of late nights and a lot of early mornings and a lot of Dunkin' coffee, Drew McCombs, that we've been a part of. But I couldn't think of anybody I'd rather go into battle with than you after getting to spend, the last several weeks with you. And we want to welcome you to this family.
Well, I appreciate it a lot, Bill, and James and John, to be honest, you guys talking about this whole thing being a dream of yours. I mean, but it's a dream for me to be able to be involved with this. So and to be able to to have the privilege of doing this, and to be able to interact with everyone who's on this call and who are watching this. It's a dream to be able to be involved in this, and really, and like it's been said multiple times already, we really value everything that you guys bring to the table as far as those eyes on the ground, and as somebody who is sort of an expert with the Barron radar system and everything, and what we'll be using when we're doing the severe weather coverage. There are times, as good as that those algorithms are and the radar is, as many technological advancements as there have been over the years, there's still times where you're sitting there looking at it and you're just not totally sure whether there's a tornado on the ground or whether there's hail falling from this particular storm. And it could be for different limitations, distance from the radar. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you know about the fact that there's parts of the state that don't have really great radar coverage. And so to be able to have you guys there on the ground, to be able to confirm those things when we're not totally sure, maybe the Weather Service isn't totally sure, again, because of some of those limitations, that's just an amazing privilege and an amazing tool that we have. And so, again, I'm thrilled to be part of this and really appreciate the opportunity, and looking forward to working with all of you.
And we are thrilled too, Drew. But I want each and every team member of the Skywatchers to know that what you share will be seen and will be heard on this network. And that's going to be my responsibility primarily. There'll be other people on the depth chart that'll be doing the same thing I'm doing. But, and John shared this with me, he said, Bill, I want to make sure the Skywatchers want to know that their information is, going to be used. And John, that was heard loud and clear, but believe me, that had already been contemplated, because this network is like a four-legged stool, and one of the strongest and most important legs is this group of people. So believe me, those reports are going to not only be important, they're going to save lives. They're going to save lives in these big events. So I want each and every one of you to understand that responsibility and to cherish it, because, we're going to make a difference. We're part of something special. This is not just James and a few meteorologists in a studio. It's a community that's built on passion and purpose. We're building out the largest, network of sky cams, again, most likely in the country. The most legitimate group of field reporters in our industry. This team of people that'll be in the studio here. These are resources that are just not available in today's market anymore. And we're making something that's going to be really special. But earlier, James referred to one gentleman who's been like a metronome all these years. He referred to him as the mayor of the Skywatchers. And there are a lot of people who make up the mayor, the city council, and the government of the Skywatchers. But Mr. John Talbot, John, I want to bring you in. You've been consistent day in, day out, along with other great legends out of this group. And I want to turn the floor over to you for a minute, because you've got a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge that I want you to pass on tonight, especially to our new folks that are coming on board. They want to know what to do. They want to know how to do things right. So please share some knowledge.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate the introduction. And it's an honor to have been a Skywatcher, I guess, ever since SPAN's had the program going on, roughly back about 2000. So about 25 years. It's been great the whole time. Am I coming through okay? Just let me ask that. Okay.
Loud and clear.
And again, as far as the part about the whole state and being covered by a big program of Skywatchers and trained people, it's also been kind of a dream come true for me as well. And to have such a big team, and that's it. It's all about you folks, not really about us, about you folks being our eyes, our ears out there. Pretty much what I started doing as a hobby and listening to a police scanner since middle school. So I've been approximately 37 years of listening to a police scanner, and have met and still have a lot of law enforcement friends, firefighter friends out there in the field still. But I just took that one day as far as hobby and just decided to start reporting what I was hearing to see if that made a difference. And to my surprise, between SPAN and the Birmingham Weather Service, were like, this is amazing. We have folks as far as on other chats that report, but everything I was hearing live, I was sending in, and it was helping out as far as the warning process. And that's what really surprised me, is when I was told of how much that helped, as far as if nothing was going on or if all heck was just breaking loose. And I just report everything as far as what I hear, and on the chats. And of course, they are private. And then between SPAN using them, Weather Service using them. And so if any folks out there in Alabama that do have a scanner, that they can still hear their local emergency personnel, public safety people. There's not many out there, because everybody going to digital and even encryption. If it's their encryption, just you can hang it up. There's no way of monitoring that as far as on a regular scanner. But if your area was to just be digital and you can hear them, I encourage you, again, share those reports, share what you hear, whatever channel that has been designated to be used as far as like the priority or main channel, put it on there. Also, you keep in mind that Weather Service also usually monitors our chat, so they're using that information as well. But never thought as far as I'd have one of my main hobbies turn into, I guess, to say a hobby job. And I've loved every minute of it. And I'm so thankful that the good Lord gave me something I could do to be of help to the public and emergency management personnel and other media, and as far as the Weather Service as well. And it's still an honor for me to continue to do it. And Also, want to give a quick shout out to one of the main guys. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to hear Jack Diddley, and that's Brian Falls. He's the one that programs my radios, and Brian is an ace at what he does, also along with Chris Brooks. Has also been a big help over the last year or two in being able to monitor a lot of agencies in Jefferson counties when something's really big happens. It's difficult to hear everybody. It's impossible to hear everybody in Jefferson County because everybody is so busy, from police, EMS, fire, and especially if something is widespread and everybody's got busy. Just the other day between Brian and Chris were huge help to me on some just wind damage reports that had come in that I stuck with one city. Chris took another one and Brian took another one. And again, team effort, not just one person, everyone. And that's why we appreciate y'all being with us.
John, that's outstanding. And I want to talk with you for a moment about some of the outstanding tips that you passed on to me, and let you expand on those. But we want you to continue to pass on your daily weather reports. And James can correct me if he wants to change anything along the way. But we still love those daily weather reports, your highs and your lows, your rainfall reports. Those are important to us. And we're going to find ways to work those into our programming on the channel. So continue to send those to us. James, you still feel good about doing that? I think those are
right.
fun and important.
And let me just say this, a lot of questions about ABC 3340. I am still there. I am still the chief meteorologist, but I will not be on the air at 10 anymore. I'll be on the air at 5 and 6 o'clock every evening. Evan Chick Vera will be handling the 4 and the 10 o'clock. And I know that for years and years and years, we have used your data on the 10 o'clock news. But understand the data will be put into the wheel, the 24/7 Alabama Weather Network programming. So, like Bill said, please continue to send the daily high-low rain reports. And for those that are new, a lot of people are new here. If you're new to Slack, we have multiple channels. We have the one channel is called Daily WEX Reports, and that's exclusively for those that have weather instruments. And by the way, let me just say this too. We have a lot of new people that are watching this that are not involved, and they would like to be. And before we close, we'll tell you how to get involved here. But for those that have weather instruments that are on Slack with us on the Skywatcher platform, use the daily weather reports, daily WEX reports channel for that. We have a general chat channel, and that's where most of the traffic will be. And let me just say this too, and understand on a blue sky day, of course, some did not have a blue sky, but on a normal day, the data is great, but it becomes critical on tornado days. And this is where you can really help us. And for the first time ever, and I've been doing this a long time, 47 years, I'm old as dirt. But for the first time, with the people and the resources we have with the Alabama Weather Network, I will have somebody in the studio. Bill Murray is the main man here. His full-time responsibility in that room is to manage incoming photographs and videos from you. And I will tell you the first place that we're going to look, it's Slack. And of course, we are going to use, obviously, images and video from the open social platforms, from Facebook and X and Instagram and all the others. But we know you. If you're here, this is a closed group. This is not open to the world. And most people that are on the Slack channel we have here, they've been trained in spotting, Skywarn. They've gone through at least the basic class. Or if not, they're just a weather dweeb. So the one thing we know about what we have here is the information is good. There's not going to be any trying to game the system or trick us. And so we'll be looking here first. So if you have photographs or images of a wall cloud, a tornado, damage, anything that's related to weather, we would love to see that. And we're honored that you send it to us. And understand we can't post or put everything on the air, but everything you share is seen and greatly appreciated. And it's critical. Like everybody has said here, the radar beam can be 4, 5, 6, 7,000 feet off the ground. The only way we know what's happening at ground level, it's you. And so please keep that coming. And I think what's going to happen, I'm going to add another channel just for photographs and video. That'll make it easier on Bill. The general chat's going to be what that is, general chat. We'll talk back and forth during severe weather. And one more thing, Bill Murray, my main man here, my main man promises that we're going to upgrade our bot that puts the watches and warnings. We have a channel that's called Watches Warnings. And it's kind of convoluted right now. It's based on email and if this, then that, and it's not that good. But Bill, you promise you are going to upgrade that at some point in the future.
Well, even more than a promise, James. Scott Martin is working really hard on that right now, and he's made huge progress this afternoon and got all the webhooks designed. And I think we're really close to having that severely upgraded. We spoke with Daryl Hertzman this morning, and he gave us all the information on how to do it. And Scott's been researching away all day, and he's sitting about 6 feet away from me. Many of you know Scott. He's been really active on the blog for a long time, and he's been doing the research today. And I see him over there right now in the middle of a JSON and webhooks and all sorts of PHP and having fun. So we're about to have a real world-class experience for you in that part. So thank you for that, James. But those channels are really, really important. And John referred to that, when he was talking, the general information goes in that general chat. James said we're going to, open up a new place for videos and pictures. That's very important. John was mentioning that, for general everyday chat, please use the general chat channel for that. If you need to, talk a little more in depth with someone or have something a little more private to chat, please use the direct messaging feature for that. During active weather, please monitor the watches and warnings channel, especially along with the damage reports channel, to communicate, any, so what's going on and understand, how to protect your family. Stay active in monitoring those channels for the duration of the event. And then, give us your reports. Remember, we want you to stay safe. Don't put yourself in harm's way to give us pictures or images or anything like that. And John, it gets really active on these severe weather days. You and Chris and Ronald and all the other folks know, when the tornadoes start flying, we want to hear severe reports. Reports of large hail, damaging wind, reports of tornadoes, rotation, wall clouds. Those are the things we need to know to help us ascertain the severity of severe thunderstorms, particularly in these areas where we don't have great severe weather, severe radar coverage. So, please, if we're getting into the thick of the fray, sometimes the sheriff over there might occasionally get onto us if we're not taking our responsibilities a little bit too seriously. So we won't get mad at you, John. We won't take it personally if you get onto us from time to time and fuss at us. We were joined here tonight. Many of you know Jen Daramore, who's one of our regular panelists on Weather Brain. She's helped our intern this summer, Brooklyn Bader, who put up a beautiful website. Many of you know about that website because you have joined us through that. And if you, are interested in how you can become a Skywatcher, go to spanskywatchers.com. Brooklyn stood up a really cool website with the assistance of Scott Martin this summer. And over 175 of you came in through that portal. And there is an application form on there where you can apply if you have not done so already. But Jen, I wanted to welcome you. Do you want to ask the questions that have been asked in the YouTube channel? And some of us will try to ask them, or I can just read them out of the chat here.
Hey there. Yeah, I don't mind pulling that up here. First of all, there's a question about the network itself, if that is an app or on TV or both, or I think it's both, right?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's everywhere you want to be. I don't remember whose ad line that was, but it's literally everywhere you want to be. James will still be on 3340 in the Birmingham DMA with severe weather coverage. Our coverage will be carried on the television station just like it always has. straight out of our studio, but we will be on the major over-the-top channels. You'll be able to get us on Roku. You'll be able to get us on Apple TV. You'll be able to get us on Amazon Fire, and pretty soon you'll be able to get us on Google Play, whatever their channel is too. That's coming very, very soon. You'll also be able to always get us on YouTube and Facebook and other socials, but we have a fantastic app. Tonight we're getting the second test version of it, and it is fantastic. And I want you guys to go blow it up when we get it, because the notifications are spectacular. The radar data is fabulous. And I know a lot of you guys are radar experts. You use things like Radar Scope or Radar Omega or some of these other programs. And so I know you probably used to even more advanced radar programs. But it's got, a fine feature in there. It has reflectivity and velocity for our 6 major radar sites, National Weather Service in Alabama. You've got the ability to put in 16 locations for almost every National Weather Service alert. They'll come straight to your phone. So this needs to be another of the lines of defense that you have for you and your family. You've got a 10-day forecast in there that is from us at the Alabama Weather Network. It is our forecasters generating that forecast for you. It is not a crap app, pardon my French, as we sometimes say on Weather Brains. It is the real deal. It is not for just, 5 places in Alabama. It is broken into every single location in the state geographically. And we are really, really proud of it. Drew can tell you more how the sausage is made about that, but this is a true forecast editor that allows us to create a specific forecast for literally every location in the state of Alabama. And we are really, really proud of it. Drew, did you want to say anything about the quick editor and what we have there?
Yeah, sure, Bill. So basically there's a database that, covers the entire state. And so it's based off of, starts off with, basically the National Digital Forecast Database, and then we go in and put it in our forecast, and that helps to kind of mold that as well. So yeah, we're able to localize that into the different zones across the state. Obviously, there's lots of times where the forecast across the state isn't hugely variable, but there obviously are times where you do have quite a bit of difference. And so that's by breaking it up into different regions that allows us to fine tune that forecast even further and really kind of localize it there. So yes, again, that and I think the notifications, like Bill has said already, are one of the major upsides to this, and so we highly recommend it for that. But you'll have other little goodies in there as well that you'll be able to get to for some of the forecast videos and other things that we're producing for the channel. And so definitely we are highly recommending you get that. And then of course being able to access our stream immediately as well. That's another way that you can get directly to our stream in situations where we are going live for severe weather. And even if you just want to take a look at the channel on a blue sky day, it'll be there as well. So.
Yeah, the problem with me is I'll turn this into a 2-hour weather brain. So Jen Nearmore, I'm gonna try to go faster, but the point is you can get us wherever you want to get us. The app, YouTube, you're over the top, wherever you want to be. That's where we're going to be for you. So that is a great question. Thank you, Jen. Next.
So will ground reports be coordinated with National Weather Service offices?
Absolutely. We pass these reports directly to the National Weather Service immediately because our Slack channel, James, the team at the National Weather Service in Birmingham pioneered National Weather Service chat. It's a fabulous story. When we have more time, we'll tell about that. But it pioneered right here in Birmingham, Alabama, because James saw why we needed that communication channel. And it will absolutely be coordinated. So your reports will flow directly to the National Weather Service. We don't hold that information for ourselves. We want to share information, folks. When it comes to saving lives, it's not about us and, me and mine. It's about saving lives by sharing that information with everybody we can.
So it's
And
Slack that we're using. Oh, sorry, James. Go ahead.
Go, Jen. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to talk about, because there was some discussion on whether or not we will have a Discord server, but Slack is our server of choice because it's easier to coordinate with the National Weather Service, right?
Yes.
That's right for us. Now, that doesn't mean we might not have a Discord server down the road. That's certainly something Jen is extremely experienced in, and might be a lot of fun for us down the road. But right now, we've had a lot of experience with Slack with our Skywatchers, and it's worked very, very well. But I'm not saying we won't have one down the road, because that really could be an opportunity for us. So, thank you. That's a really good idea, and it's definitely on the drawing board. But right now, we want to get this up and running, because right now we want to make sure that we pay the most priority to these channels, so that we do these very well before we take on new things.
Yeah, and you brought up that watches and warnings channel. How do folks access that?
Yeah, when they get on, when they become part of Slack, which is part of the process of becoming a Skywatcher, Jen, you actually sent out the email, that invited them all to Slack. So if anybody's having any trouble, just let us know. Reply to that email, because now you're part of that constant contact email database, and that'll give us the ability to email you. We won't spam you, and we won't drive you crazy. But and if you ever want to opt out, you can certainly do. But if we ever need to, reach out to you, we will. And you can reply to us through that channel. It comes back to an email address that several of us get.
And one last question, which probably could go to anyone here, is advice on a good set of meteorology measurement equipment needed for spotters.
That's a John Talbot question.
Yeah, there you go. John Talbot, you want to take that one?
It's a matter of how much are you willing to spend, to be honest, because I know over the last year or so, between me and Justin Gentry, Chris Brooks, and a few others, I myself have ordered a few of the other stations to test them out. And obviously, the one that comes out on top, as far as the big 5-star, and Justin, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe he said Tempest. But Tempest, the weather flow station, it's costly, but it's a very compact little weather station. But Tempest is top notch in temperature readings. Even Davis, with their radiation shield and fan, still is off on my part this week by up to 2 degrees on the high compared to the Tempest. And Justin knows a lot more of the science behind how that works. But Tempest, again, one of the more costly ones. Davis, a big time name out there, which great weather stations. I've been a Davis owner with weather stations for as long as I've been into weather, so that's 20 something years, and they make a rock solid weather station. And which you have trying to think of my other two that I've been using. Let me look at one real quick here. My Accurite, they have a new one out that is Optimus. With Accurite, the only thing with them is their temperature sensor. They just it just usually reads, especially in the summertime, about 2 to 4 degrees too high. But now, as far as the tip bucket or the rain counter and the wind, works very, very nicely. And also with Ambient, they do a good weather station as well. But just kind of search around, and even if you go down to your low station, go to the gardening section, you can usually find decent little rain gauges. One other one I really want to push to get everybody involved in is Cocora's. It's about measuring precipitation, rain, hail, snow. They have a very good, accurate rain tube that's about $40. They actually have a new one now, but both of them, I'm using both of them. And so far, both of them have been right neck and neck with each other as far as on these heavy rain days. And keep in mind, folks, on heavy rain days, tip buckets typically are going to be too high. They're going to be hot, where the Kokoris is just a simple bucket, but it's very accurate and it measures precisely. And when you send those reports in every morning of each day, they send those reports out to the Weather Service. So the Weather Service also gets to see your rain report in your backyard, and they report those as well. And one other thing I wanted to note as far as from the Skywatcher chat, I was noticing just a while ago that a few folks have already been putting up their own as far as the warnings when they're being issued. You ain't got to do that, people. The bot, that's what we're going to have the watch and warning app for on that part. Please don't do that. Just know that that's being handled through the Slack as well, that you ain't got to put on there that a warning has been issued for whatever county. That's what SPAN, building jobs to do. And to ask you in SPAN, as far as on social media side, now that we have the AWN, do we tag the AWN now as far as to send reports to you through either X or Facebook, or how's that going to be done now?
James, I'll let you answer what your preference is.
Well,
I'm going to be monitoring James's social channels, and of course, we'll be monitoring the AWN too. But
the preference is to put it in Slack. We are inundated with images from open social media, which is great. I'm honored that people send me these photographs and images. I mean, it's incredible. I just got one from Hawaii. They are under a tsunami watch. We've had an 8.7 quake tonight.
8.7.
This is a huge quake. And I've already gotten images from Hawaii tonight. But it would be better, because the volume is so heavy on the social side, to just drop it in Slack. And again, for the first time ever, we're going to have a full-time person in that room dedicated to monitoring Slack and the images and video that you send. So my advice would be, instead of using open social platforms, send it on Slack. And again, we can't show everything. We can't repost everything, but everything is seen and greatly, greatly appreciated. Again, we desperately need that. So thank you. Slack offers us, the Skywatcher Group offers us a credible source immediately without having to worry, is this some knucklehead, some bonehead that pulled out an image from 10 years ago of a tornado trying to game the system and be funny and be a clown? We know that that's not going to happen here. So just keep the images on Slack. And again, once we get the bot upgraded, like John says, we don't need you to post warnings. You'll get those through the bot. It'll come in automatically. And of course, we see the warnings. Obviously, that's what we do. We just need your reports. You need to be the eyes and ears on the ground. So, but again, for those that want, and a lot of people are watching this that want to sign up. So, Bill, one more time, give that web address for people that want to sign up.
Please, we want as many folks as we can, eyes and ears. Go to skywatchers.com. There's a great application form on there, super FAQ, plenty of background, a really cool picture of a Span and an Uncle Sam hat. It's worth the price of admission. I wanted to chime in too about the Tempest. I've had a Tempest station for several years, and the information that it has is superior. The ability to communicate with it through the app is superior, and the data accuracy is very, very good. So I would highly recommend that. Our field reporting partner, Brett Adair, is going to be able to offer you a camera and weather station combo too very soon, that will be very affordable, that we'll be able to utilize too. So we'll have more information on that very, very soon. So thank you. So please go sign up. We'll have information on that. We're going to have information on merch soon, including some Skywatcher gear. So that's very exciting. And I know I can't wait to get my hands on it, because I'm going to wear it everywhere I go. Jen, you got another important question.
Yeah, a question about the daily report. Just talking a little bit about that. And is there a specific time that should be sent?
Yeah, mine from the network standpoint, if you can send your overnight lows, really, if you can send them before 6 a.m., that's great. James can pick them up and we can put them in our morning forecast. We're going to be doing a 6 a.m. Statewide weather forecast. We're going to include that information in that. We'll do a statewide forecast at 6 and another one we'll record at 9. So if you can get those in by 6 and 6:30 for those two broadcasts, that will be helpful. But again, we'll take them whenever you get them to us. We're gonna eat them up whenever we get them. So please send them anytime. But if you can get them around 6 a.m., 6 p.m., that'll be the most useful for us. And thank you for sending those questions. And Jen, thank you for reading them to us. Those are extremely helpful. James, I know I kept us a lot longer than we probably wanted to. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
No, again, we ran past 30 minutes, but thanks to all of you. And again, you are a critical part of what we're going to do here. 47 years, I've never had this type of incredible staff. Everybody on this team, the Alabama Weather Network, they're A players. They have the right heart. They have the right understanding of the science. And it will be a cross section of what I've done for 47 years and the new way of communicating. Quite frankly, most people, when there's a national weather event, they don't watch the Weather Channel. They don't watch Fox Weather. They go to a YouTuber, which is great. Again, we have to learn from them. So with Brett Adair's Chase team in the field, we'll have this will be very, very, very visually interesting to watch, whether it's day, night, whatever. And again, our promise is that if any county in the state, all 67, if you're under a tornado warning, we'll be live. That's a big promise, and it's a hard promise, but we're going to deliver on that. And we will be there for you, whether you live in Chapman, whether you live in Waterloo, whether you live in Andalusia, East Aboga, it doesn't matter, all 67 counties. And again, August 11th at 12 noon is when it starts. And we're going to have a special live session at noon on August the 11th. So you might want to join us for that because I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, but again, the men and women you see here, they're just incredible. So to Drew McCombs, Drew, I've known him for a long time. Having him with me, it will be incredibly good. I can't wait to get us in there and do our thing with Old Shoe in the field. Bill will be handling your images, the user-generated content. It's going to be outstanding. So having said that, we're going to wrap this up. We're sorry to keep you for so long, but Bill, one more time, give us that URL for people that want to sign up.
Go to spanskywatchers.com and check out the cool site there that Scott and Brooklyn built for you. And the form there works very, very well. We'll get that form in and we'll get you signed up and we'll get you started right away.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great week, and thanks in
Appreciate
advance for your
everybody.
help. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.